The Yuma area is known across the country for their irrigation system. But how does it all work? The Yuma water supply is brought in daily, taken from the Colorado River at the All-American Canal.
The most important thing that we do is ensure that farmers are able to get their water in the right amount at the right time that they need it for their crops. A lot of these crops, 24 hours makes a difference in whether or not they get water or they're deprived of water. So we pride ourselves in being able to deliver water accurately and on time for the needs of our farmers.
So Tom Davis, the manager at the Yuma County Water Users Association, and his team work around the clock, getting water to everyone in the Yuma area, bringing in 2,000 cubic feet of water per second to the Yuma floodplain.
Without the water, there would not be any crops. We also deliver raw water to the city of Yuma, to their treatment plant. And so most of the municipal water that's used in Yuma actually comes through our canal system.
And it's all controlled by this computer and a dispatcher, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
All year round, holidays, Christmas, everything there is, we're here. So, and that's how we get our water. That's how we grow our produce.
So every morning, Mars Aiken says he brings the water in straight from the source.
This is the All-American Canal. I operate, these are our 2 power plants, and I bring our water in there in the morning about 6 o'clock, and then I distribute it to the valley through this system.
He says the SCADA computer system makes the process much more efficient.
Before there was a single man ditch rider, and he would have to travel gate to gate to gate, and a span of 5 miles might take him 2 hours. I can do it in 2 minutes on this system.
Originally, the ditch rider rode the ditch banks on horseback, checking on all of the farmers taking water from the canals and physically opening every water gate throughout the county. But the position has changed with the times, and now they have a different kind of horsepower.
Every ditch rider truck has a computer, and they'll read that, and they'll take that information and they'll use these serial numbers. Each piece of land has a serial number attached to it. That way we can keep track of what we're watering.
So each member of the Water Users Association has their own ID number and a record of every water order and delivery for their land.
So there's 3 divisions. 1 ditch rider for each division, and the SCADA operates the whole thing. The SCADA is what I do.
And each ditch rider, as they're allowing that water to go to each of these little pieces of land, is putting that information into the computer, which is what comes to you?
That's correct.
Because when farmers make the call,
okay, I got you.
They know exactly how much water they want, down to the cubic foot per second, and what time they want it applied to their crop. The bigger gates are all opened by the dispatcher based on those water orders that are usually put in the day before.
I'll use this system here. This tells me all the orders that have been put in and the date that I need the water, how much water, how many hours.
The gates have to open perfectly to make sure the movement of water is exact, and the smaller gates that open to each individual customer are still physically controlled by the ditch rider and opened by hand. But they put it all in the system, so the dispatcher knows exactly what goes out and when.
This tells me, these turnouts tell me where in the system it is. And so along with that and talking to the ditch rider, I know where to put the water.
But how do they measure the exact amount of water? Throughout the canal system, sensors like these measure the water by sonar technology, sending a signal down to the surface of the water measuring the distance. But as the canals get smaller, the ditch rider is responsible for making sure levels are correct, because in the end, they're held accountable for every drop.
We actually ensure that water is delivered to all the farmland in the Yuma floodplain, in the Yuma Valley. It meets our farmers' needs a lot better too, to be able to react immediately, obviously.
This Homegrown segment is brought to you by the University of Arizona, Yuma.